the Christian County Sheriff's Office. Jim, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Morning, Grayson. Doing great.
Glad to hear it. And as we do each and every month, we kind of start with the recap of the last month and the activity that you guys had. What can you tell us from the month of July?
Yeah, so in July, when I pulled some reports, it looks like we generated about 20 incident reports compared to 32 the month of June. So that was down a little bit. We had one criminal arrest, one major traffic arrest, 2 warrants, 2 DUIs. We had 90 paper service attempts with 69 successful civil papers served, and they done about the vacation and extra patrol shifts was 22, and then responded to 17 vehicle crashes, 2 narcotic arrests, and we put out that we closed the road, 3 notifications on the app of road closures.
So I had always heard that summer was going to be, hey, people are out and about, and it seems like numbers are pretty good, really.
Yeah. Compared to the normal monthly activities, it seems like it settled in, and I guess I have no rhyme or reason why some months are really busy. The deputies have been extremely busy. Of course, we had the county fair with a great turnout there, and South Fork Dirt Riders event. It went off without a hitch. The challenge we had was, we have approximately 12 to 13 guys working the road at any given time, which puts 2 per shift on to cover the county. And then we have all these extra parades, picnics, county fair, and guys were hiring back and doing things like that to cover the staffing. And unfortunately, we've got one in the academy that we'll talk about here in a minute, and still looking for another additional spot. And we have one out on medical. So sometimes when you take, hey, we operate with 12 or 13, and when you lose 3 or down to 3, and then you've got all these other events, it's I think that has an effect on the extras that are out there. If you don't have all that, then when you're struggling, maybe the extra activities may show a reflection of that in the activities. So,
hey, I'm happy to see that numbers are down. That, at the end of the day, that's what I'm taking away from it. And even with you out, 3, maybe 4 deputies at this moment.
The guys are still doing a great job, picking up some DUIs, narcotic arrest. I think it was a good month,
I would say. And so that is a look at last month.
Mm-hmm.
And this month, you guys are having to navigate a couple more changes.
Sure.
One of which is on a state level. You mentioned to me House Bill 1710. What can you tell us on that end?
Yeah, so just recently I've had some inquiries about this House Bill 1710, how it will affect the sheriff's office. It's just another mandated reporting requirement that focuses on aggravated assault with a firearm and homicide. There's going to be a quarterly reporting that's submitted to the state police, and at the end of the year, they'll compile all that data and discuss, statistics in firearm usage when it comes to crimes. And some of that's going to be tracking. It's focused heavily on homicides. Fortunately, we don't have that like the other counties may encounter. However, reporting it is going to track not only the use of a firearm in a crime, but it's also going to track, did the state's attorney take charges on it? Was the perpetrator, was it closed out basically because of that they were deceased at the end of the report? And for instance, if unfortunately they was to shoot the perpetrator, then that statistic's tracked. Additionally, did the witnesses cooperate? What were the factors in the final result of an aggravated assault with a firearm? That will all be tied into the uniform crime statistics reporting to help things like, somebody that I recently spoke to someone that they was looking to move to a safer community. They look at the crime rate. The national crime rate in Christian counties even reported to the FBI. So this is just additional quarterly reporting, if you will, for us to follow along. So more House bills, more legislation, and they're hoping that it helps tracking. It doesn't really affect. One of the big questions was, will it change the way we do things? And it doesn't. It's just a requirement to report it.
Okay, so nothing really has to change, but other than the fact that these need to be mandated in terms of reporting, then actually on that level. Homicide-wise, just kind of making sure action was taken, rather than actually keeping track exactly of it, I guess.
Yep. Gotcha. Just, hey, it happened. What was the result? Can you just report the findings of it is what it amounts to. And, anybody can go in there and put Illinois HB 1710, and it takes, and when you read it at first, it was going to be January, then it was July, and, it's, of 26. These are all in 26.
Okay, so it change
they're setting you up for it, and then they'll basically get a portal for you to go in and report it. But that is something new that we're starting to now work with the Sheriff's Association and the state police on. Hey, let's have these mechanisms in place to start complying with the requirement.
I can't see it as a bad thing in that regard. I mean, when you consider a homicide, that's about
I would say in Christian County, more directly, it would affect us with aggravated assault with a firearm. We would have that more frequent, or I don't want to say frequent. It's just I see us reporting more on that than homicides. If we look at our numbers of homicides in the county over the past 10 years,
neither is a good thing, but a good thing that homicides are lesser. I would say you got to pick the better of the two evils in that regard. There, you hit us with a radio technique almost. You dropped a little nugget there and said, hey, we're also looking to welcome in a new deputy, and we want to talk about that as well. You dropped that on us, and now I'm ready for it. What can you tell us about some of the new additions coming to the sheriff's office?
Yeah, so we always like to give a shout out and congratulate folks that we hire, get them in and provide jobs in the community, and have these people that live, work, and raise families in the community. And this is kind of a unique one. Tomorrow, on the 22nd, Deputy Caleb Woods will be graduating from the Macon County Law Enforcement Academy in recruit class 2526. He was hired back in May and went to a 16-week training, and he's set to graduate tomorrow, and he'll come out, have a few days off, and then start his field training to get him in patrol as a deputy. The unique situation with Caleb is he's walking in the footsteps of his father, not only his father, but additionally his sister. So his father, Deputy Scott Woods, I worked with him for 20 years through my career, and actually was predecessor for a year and a half as chief deputy. He retired with a distinguished career serving Christian County for 20 years. And so now his son's going to do the same for that. And additionally, his sister, Casey Woods, served on the department. She started out as a dispatcher, worked there for a few years, and eventually moved on to become an Illinois State Trooper. So he's a generational and gonna slide right in there and serve Christian County. I'm sure he's got big shoes to fill, and Dad guiding him, and I think this is really going to work out great.
How cool for you kind of too, though, on that end, like you get to really come to know Scott, I'm sure, after 20 years of being with him. You probably saw the little guy running around as a much younger pup. And now here he is.
27 years into it, I was there at the birth of his child, all his kids. And, I guess that makes you feel old when you look at it. When I've been there at the county, employed 27 years, and then to now, worked with his father for a full career, and now have the opportunity to hire him. So it's kind of exciting for me too.
And I would figure, and probably for Scott too, to see that kind of inspire his son, and not only his son, but then his daughter too.
Yes.
I think that's got to be really probably a cool thing to have Dad mean that much.
Yes.
I think that's what we're all looking for.
Yeah. And just like that, the little cool thing about that is normally when they walk through for graduation, they'll have 75 cadets up there walking through, or recruits, and they'll have grandpas or uncles or somebody that worked in a career hand them their certification, and probably on track to have Deputy Scott, his father, to hand off his certification. So that'll be a neat moment.
Not only once, but apparently for a second time around. So
Yep.
I think that is a really neat deal, and looking forward to him be able to come on after that field training. How long until he's really kind of settled in that position?
So it's all on a progression. We do it by how progress is going. Typically, it's a 2-month process.
Okay.
So he'll ride shotgun for 2 months, picking up everything. Some people, we go back and do remediation on, hey, we need to polish this up, or some of it they just automatically just grab it and go. And the thing about Caleb, he was really proactive in coming home on the weekends and riding with the deputy. So he's going to have a little leg up on, how quick he picks this up.
That is not a bad deal for him either. And having dad and sister in the line of duty as well, it probably works out in his favor. Well, that is a look at the Christian County Sheriff's Office right now. We talked the month of activity from July. We also talked the turnout for the County Fair and South Fork Dirt Riders, new hires when it comes to the Christian County Sheriff's Office, and House Bill 1710 that has been signed into law but won't take effect until sometime next year. We'll be back around with Jim Baker, Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Office, when we return on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM. Farm, Field, or Shop. You can follow breaking ag news, markets, and weather updates 24 hours a day. It's now easier than ever. Enjoy our trusted news and information. Listen to the RFD Radio Network, the Taking Stock podcast, and check out county events, auctions, and more. And sign up for the daily update to receive top headlines delivered to your inbox 5 days a week. Go to farmweeknow.com. All ag, all Illinois, all you need.
I'm Will Perkins, President and CEO of the Taylorville Community Credit Union. TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight, allowing a different nonprofit organization to be highlighted on WTIM, WMKR, and WRAN each month.
This is Bruce Blanchard. The Christian County YMCA is a cause-driven organization that gives back to the communities we serve. It's much more than a gym. The Y is a place where people of all ages come together. Seniors enjoy land and water exercise classes. Families benefit from the before and after school and summer day camp programs. And kids enjoy youth sports programs, teen center, and grade school parties. The Christian County YMCA has been making a difference for more than 45 years. For more information, please call 217-287-7271.
TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Shop local first. When we make most of our purchases from local businesses, when we make the conscious decision to support our local communities, more good things happen. They support our schools, sports programs, and nonprofits. Keep our communities thriving. The Miller Media Group and these local businesses encourage you to shop local first. Marty and Donna Davis and all the team members at the McDonald's Taylorville, Pana, and Shelbyville locations. These local businesses and the Miller Media Group ask you to shop local first.
Shop local first. All across the area, shop here first.
Finding a local job in Central Illinois has never been easier. Don't waste time driving far or spending too much on gas. Visit IllinoisJobPost.com. It's your one-stop site to find local, full-time, and part-time job openings. Best of all, it's completely free for job seekers to access anytime, day or night. So if you're ready to land a job close to home, make IllinoisJobPost.com your first stop. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. Brought to you by your friends at the regional radio stations.
WTIM.
Welcome back into the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, we've got Jim Baker, Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Office. We touched on a whole lot in that first segment. Now we would like to take it a different direction. We want to talk about the jail renovation. I know that has been going for a little while now.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to hearing about an update on it. What is the update as of now?
So currently we've got a little, I wouldn't say disruption, but it's kind of hectic over at the jail right now. We've got contractors in. If you could imagine, in the entire jail, it's got a security ceiling that's got metal panels in it, and they have to take all that out, run new piping for fire suppression, and then redo the ceiling. So right now, quite congested to where we're working around that. In the jail, it is in full swing. Contractors, we've got pipe fitters, the contractors, the electricians in there, and seems to be going okay. But if they do stop into the jail at any point in time to drop off medications or anything like that in the front entrance, it's under construction, but we're looking forward to that, and seems to be going okay. Just a lot going on over there inside the jail that the public doesn't see from the road other than the dumpster, but we are making progress.
Well, that is good to hear. Obviously, you guys have a new office right next to, but the jail renovation was a necessary step as well.
Yep.
And so I'm glad to hear that it's going well. A little bit of new fire protection, it sounds like, reworking that ceiling. Yep. But we got all the trades in there right now working hard in doing so. Anything else when it comes to jail renovation?
No, I think, like I said, we're just the public's got to be patient if they stop into the jail. We've made the appropriate adjustments when it comes to things like visitations. The public used to be accustomed to the visitation set days. We're working with the company that provides that now on Zoom to accommodate still, I think, to allow them to basically get their visitations with inmates through Zoom. But just day to day, we make the adjustments, and seems to be going very well.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Then on this end here, you mentioned patience. And let's be a little more patient when it comes to back to school, school bus traffic, and even as harvest starts to pick up.
Yep.
What can you tell the folks about just being more mindful of?
Well, everybody's always in a hurry. We're in a hurry to go to lunch. We're in a hurry to drop the kids off. Keep in mind, especially in them school zones, we're back to school. Everybody that's got kids knows that, but those that don't, keep in mind it's back to school time, heavier traffic, kids, running out across the street. Remember, you'd think it would be common knowledge, but you got to remember, when those buses come to stop, you got to expect that arm swinging out to stop, and you don't want to get your license suspended for driving around a school bus. Those are some pretty hefty fines, obviously for public safety, no different than, driving around a railroad arm. You've got to be mindful of why that's happening. Additionally, harvest season. You get those farmers out there on the road. We're a farming community. That's where a lot of, employment goes on in Christian County. We're an agricultural county. We just had the agricultural fair. Keep in mind, those people are out there. They're trying to do their job too as well. And we've got to give them some patience and understand the hazards that they go through just trying to get down the road. And a lot of them are pile up traffic, and they're not pulling over everywhere because they've got to find a safe location to do that. So just be careful when you're passing those implements, and just be aware of it. So we'll get through it like we do every year, but I just want to remind people, September, you get some eager guys planted early, they'll start getting in those fields. And we just like to remind people, just be cautious.
Just be a little more patient. Maybe an extra, even 2 or 3 minutes out of the door.
Take that deep breath and just know that, that's part of what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't feel like seeing anything going like that. We've got about 30 seconds, Jim. Yep. There are still plenty of other summer events that you wanted to touch on real quick that we've got going on.
Yeah, good opportunity to get out and shake the hand of a deputy, see them out and about, say hi, drink a lemonade with them. You got the Mount Auburn picnic. The Mount Auburn picnic's the 23rd of this weekend. Then Labor Day weekend, we've got Edinburgh, Kincaid, and Pana all going on. That activities that will be out there and about to meet and greet with the county.
Sounds good. Well, Jim, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thanks again.
You got it. Chief Deputy Jim Baker of the Christian County Sheriff's Office joining us here on the WTIM Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason.